Hi guys, Melissa here. I wanted to make a pair of holiday earrings this week, so I grabbed a pair of these red crystal Briolettes. The only size I had was 7x4mm, but of course you can use whatever size crystal you want, or briolette you want. Doesn't have to be crystal. And I just happen to use these ball posts here with loops to hang them from. If you want to see how I made these, just stay tuned and I'll show you how. Okay, let's get started. For supplies, I grabbed a pair of 7x4mm crystals here. The color is Siam, and I got them from Fire Mountain Gems. I would have liked a little bit bigger, but I think that's the only size they have at the moment. I also grabbed a pair of jump rings in sterling silver. These are handmade. I believe that's 18 gauge. You're also going to need a pair of ear wires of your choice. I happen to grab a pair of 3mm ball posts with loops hanging off of them. I got these from Monsterslayer.com. I'm going to use some 20 gauge round sterling silver wire here, dead soft. I'm going to do my weaving with 30 gauge. You can also use 28, whatever you'd like. And we're going to need about an inch or so of wire to attach our briolettes. So I grabbed 24 gauge round. Each earring we're going to need like 2 4-inch lengths, so 4 lengths in total. This one has a kink in it. Grab some nylon jaw pliers. I don't like that kink. Let me find the other end. There should be another end to this wire. Here it is. It's 4 inches. You're going to need 2 for each earring. Or if you just want to do a pendant, you can do that too. You can make earrings or a pendant. So mine has a natural curve in it, and I'm going to go with that. Now I'm going to weave about 1.5 inches of that in the center. Well, I'm going to go ahead and clamp it. I've got my 30 gauge on a bobbin here. I highly suggest getting some of these. It really makes wire management so much better. Links are all down in the description. So I'm going to weave these with my favorite weave at the moment, some modified sumac weave. So I'm going to anchor my wire here on the bottom about 3 times around. This is a very simple weave. I'm going to go up across the top. Go once around, go down the back, go once around the bottom and come up the top. Go once around the top, go back down to the bottom, and go once around the bottom, and just keep repeating that. And every few passes you're going to need to compress it. I just happen to use a guitar pick. Works great for me, and just keep going until you get to about 1.5 inches. If you want your earrings to be smaller, you can cut that down. Just gauge it. If you want your loop to be a lot smaller, then try 1.25 inches or 1 inch. You don't have to do it exactly how I'm doing it. And just keep weaving and compressing. See, I weave a bunch, and then when I compress it down, it's a lot less. Got a ways to go yet. Almost there. Try not to bend it. All right, I'm gonna end it here, going around 3 times. Now we gotta shape those wires into a hoop. I'm gonna try to gently curve it so I don't get any sharp angles in it. Use my nylon jaw pliers to help me. I'm going to try to keep it flat as best I can too. These are eventually going to cross over each other. The middle ones are going to be anchored and the outer ones are going to curve upward into a bail. And I don't mind that it curves outward. Kind of looks cool that way instead of being totally flat. That looks like a good size earring. So I'm going to start locking down these guys here. I'm going to kind of put a bend in there where I want them to start winding around. Okay, that still looks good. I cut a little off so they're more manageable. Then wrap them around. Just like that. I'm only going to go once around and then I'm going to cut it shorter in the back so you don't see it from the front. Do the same to the other one. Okay, and now these guys have got to come up. So just about where they cross, you're going to bend them upward. And to lock these together, I'm just going to weave a little bit of them again. Grab my 30 gauge or whatever. Anchor it a few times. Make sure your wires are parallel and start weaving in the same pattern you did previously. I'm not going to do the whole loop. I'm just going to go about 6 passes, I guess, and then finish it off. Cut off the loose end from down low. Smoosh it down nice and tight. So you only have a little bit. You can take your round nose pliers. I happen to have bail making pliers. I'm just going to make a little loop. I'm just going to wrap the wires all the way around it. So they come forward again. So they make a nice circle. Then I'm going to come through and cut them off when they meet the front. And tuck them in. I only need about an inch or so for one earring, and I'm going to go on these crossing bars here, tie one of the ends around this middle wire. Push that down. You only need to go a couple times around. Feed on the briolette. These are kind of small, so I'm going to try to dip my wire down a little bit so it hangs a little lower. And then wind my wire around this side. I put a little bend in it so I know where to stop. Cut it short so it's easier to manage. Come through and tighten up your coil. Grab your end and kind of give it a tug. Come through and even things out if need be. Just gonna make my loops a little bit smaller. Okay, if you're gonna make earrings, go ahead and make your second pair. All right, they're matching for the most part. Let's make them into earrings. First, I need to attach my jump rings. Okay, and then lastly, attach your ear wire. Your ear finding, whatever you're using. Nice and sparkly. Okay, so here they are. I shine them up and they're ready to be worn. I think they turned out pretty good. I would have liked my little briolette to be bigger. I went and grabbed a little bit of a larger size. This is what a 9x5 millimeter briolette looks like. I think that size would be more suitable, but I think these turned out pretty cute. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. My question of the week is, are you making any jewelry gifts this year? If so, let me know what you're making. I'd love to hear. So that's it for me. If you enjoyed this tutorial, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget to trust the journey. Have a great week, and I'll see you next time. Bye!